Hey everybody, Marcus here. We've owned our Model Y here for about 2 years, so it's time to do some maintenance. We're going to replace the cabin air filters today. Now you should be doing this every 2 years according to Tesla's maintenance schedule, but also if you begin to smell something like mold or kind of a wet sock smell, it's time to change your air filters. These things have a design where there's some condensation from the coils that gets into where these filters are, and when they get wet, they start to smell like wet socks. So if you're smelling that, time to change these out. Let's get started. First step will be to move your seat all the way back and then to take the floor mats out. We're underneath the glove box, and the next step will be taking these 4 clips out here. So you can use a small flathead screwdriver or maybe a plastic trim piece remover there, and you're gonna pop those out. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, next up we're gonna use the pry tool here, and right here we're gonna get that in there and pop the clip off so that we can release that piece. There we go. Right. Now you can see here we've got 2 connections that we're going to need to undo here. So these are the standard clips where you push in there and then pull the cable out that way. All right, we'll just set this piece aside for right now. Next up, we're gonna remove this carpet piece here. So you can kind of use your hands and get some of it pulled up. You may have to use a pry tool to get behind it otherwise. A little tight. All right, now that that's out, take that out. All right, now you're gonna need a 6mm wrench here to get the screw off here. Now the screw we're talking about here is right there. In some models, the newer models, that may actually be just like a clip, but we have a 2024 and that is a 6mm screw. So you're gonna wanna back that off with the wrench, and then as it gets, loose, use your hand so that it doesn't fall in between into the cavern here. So you just want to back it out a little and then loosen it completely and take it out with your hand. Alrighty, that's out. Set that aside, and this will come off just like that on the top there. It just kind of wedges in, and then you'll screw the cover back down in place when you're all finished. Now you can see up there, there are actually 2 filters in there. So we're gonna pull the one out of there, and then there's gonna be one down below it. So you wanna pull that one out also. Also make sure your climate control is completely off during this whole process. lift up and pull that second one out. And here are your two old dirty filters. Now, I've got the new filters on the left here, dirty ones on the right. So this is after about 2 years of being in the vehicle. The HEPA filter, I think, does a great job of keeping a lot of the stuff out of it too. So these aren't too bad, but we're starting to get that wet sock smell a little bit. So we'll get these out and put these guys in. Now, if you have that wet sock smell, I use something like this, the foaming cleaner. You can also use Cool It spray, which you can find on Amazon. I'll link down below the Amazon affiliate links for the cleaning products. Basically, these are foaming cleaners that you spray into that cavity there, and then you let them sit for a little bit, and you'll turn the HVAC on at full blast. I turn it on to heat full blast and let it run for about 10 minutes to get it all the way out. So this will get rid of that wet sock smell, in addition to cleaning the filter area there if there's any kind of dirt or grime in there. This one, and I think the Cool It also, has like a little bit of a lemony kind of scent. Nothing overpowering, and actually smells kind of good, especially if you can get rid of that sock smell. So we're gonna spray this in there and let that sit for a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna put that cover back on before we run the HVAC. Just going to loosely put that screw in to hold it in place. There is a bit of pressure that will pop the cover off. Got that HVAC running. Again, going to do air conditioning for 10 minutes and then going to do heat for 10 minutes. And as you can see, we have the fluid dripping out the bottom. So that's completely normal to see. That's just everything coming out of that, cabin area there. And that's why you also want to make sure that you have that cover on, because otherwise, if you don't, potentially, if you have a lot of foam in there and it hasn't completely settled, it will blow out into your footwell area, which you want to avoid. All right, so I've got the new filters here, the HVAC has run, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these in. You wanna make sure that the filters have the arrow facing towards the rear of the vehicle when you put them in. You're gonna put the one in and then put the other on top of it. So, when you put them in, you might have to do some contortions to get them in there. You might have to bend a little bit, but not the easiest process, but not too bad. So let's get these installed. Make sure you pull the tab down on that bottom one, or out, I should say. Because when you go to remove them next time, you're going to want that there so that you can pull that bottom one out. Alrighty, there we go. This one will fold down. And now we're just going to do everything in reverse. So we're going to put this cover back on and then get the cover screwed back in there. Now remember, when putting this on, that does need to kind of wedge up there in the top. Start this one by hand. And we'll use the wrench for the rest of the way. All right, so the filters are installed. Now we're gonna put the side carpeting piece for the center console back on first. These are just kind of those pop clips. So you just push them all back into place. Now we're going to put this piece back on. Now we have the two electrical connections here. We have that one with that far hanging wire in the distance. Then we also have this clip here that you're going to have to put in that direction. So let's get this installed. So you'll know you got that connected right if you have the dome light there. And then that is a speaker, I believe, if your autopilot computer fails, so that there still are audible warnings, even if the computer is down. So this piece is all connected electrically. We just need to pop that back up underneath the glove box. And then we're gonna put these 4 clips back into it to secure it. Okay, so got that piece installed here. There is a little leeway on the right hand side. You might try putting the piece into the right and then putting it up. Don't forget there is a clip on the back side here, so you're gonna have to get that up in there and then kind of pivot it into place. Once that's in place like that, then you'll just install the 4 clips again. All right, and there you have it. We're all finished. Now that you're all finished, you can go into the service menu and then maintenance, and you'll have your cabin air filter listed there. So I'm gonna click that and hit record. Gonna confirm that I replaced it now. And that is good to go until October 27th, 2027. So there you have it. We replaced the cabin air filters on our 2024 Model Y. Now these filters cost about $15 a piece from Tesla. You do need a pair, 2 of them, so 30 total. The foaming cleaner I think is about $10 or $15 on Amazon. I'll link down below the Amazon affiliate links for those. If you purchase through my link, we make a little bit of a cut through that, and that helps us support the channel so I can keep on making more videos like this for you. Now I think Tesla charges around $60 or $80 total for this service. I like doing stuff on my own, but honestly, it's a bit of a contortion to get under there to change them and a little bit of a pain. So this one, I may or may not do again. For the $50 or so that it costs extra to have them put it in, it's almost worth it. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour when you factor in running the HVAC for about 20 minutes after you put in the foaming cleaner. If you didn't put that cleaner in, if you're just changing the filters, it's maybe like a 30 to 45 minute process. So hope you enjoyed the video. Keep on watching.